very spoilt here on the Rietspruit Reserve. How awesome is that, guys? Right past the front of our truck. Look at that, everybody. They are just unreal. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. Welcome to the Pack Drive, kindly sponsored by our pack. My name's Gareth Poole, and with us on camera this afternoon we have the wonderful Basil. Very excited to have you all with us. It's been a whirlwind of a week. The past week we have been very busy with wild dogs and the reintroduction of buffalo onto the reserve, although albeit they're not yet released on the reserve. They're in a holding boma on the reserve, but it's been an epic week on our conservation side of things. It's quite a nice change of pace out here this afternoon, to just slow right down and come out here and explore the beautiful Rietspruit Game Reserve. I'm searching for my favorite animal, everybody, the leopard. Had a bit of rain over the last couple of days, so I'm hoping that these leopards have been active, remarking their territory, of course, with the rain that washes away their scent, so they become very active afterwards to try and relay their scent all over the place. And currently looking for our go-to female leopard, the Kudukrip 2-3 female. We're in her territory at the moment, just checking some of her favorite areas, areas where we have seen her in the past. So far no tracks yet. We've just come past Lemunda and Krip, but it's perfect weather for it this afternoon. We have a really beautiful afternoon, nice and cool, overcast conditions, so not very hot, which means it's very likely that this female leopard will already be out and about doing her thing, patrolling her territory, remarking her territory, and busy hunting. So fingers crossed, everybody. We'll get lucky this afternoon. Just quickly see who has joined us so far. Jennifer, Barbara, Di, Mary, Carol. Welcome. Good to have you. Calm down and relax after the insane couple of days with the wild dogs and the buffalo. It's been a lot of fun. Especially those wild dogs. My goodness, what an incredible capture, and such a privilege for us to all be a part of that. It was mayhem, but at the same time also just so incredible to see, you know, those capture teams and the vets working together. And very happy to let you all know, if you haven't been informed already, that the alpha female was eventually darted and is now back safely with her puppies, which I'm sure both she and the pups are very, very happy about. They'll be a lot less stressed. Oh, wow, it's a beautiful impala right here. Don't run away from us. Pregnant impala, incredible, just looking at these two females that are just leaving our shot now. It won't be long, of course, before all of these female impala are going to drop their lambs. Literally days, I would imagine, to be honest. It's usually this time of the year that they start dropping. We've already had the first year's rains. And I think the earliest I've ever recorded an impala lamb was the 7th of November. So it won't be long now, and what a wonderful time it is when all of these animals start dropping all of their little babies. Incredible to see this place just filled with new life. Just taking the opportunity now to just, while we switched off, just listen, see if we don't hear any alarm calls. Big bird of prey flying just up over our heads here, everybody. Really big. Might be a vulture, but it could also be a martial eagle. No, it's a vulture. White-backed vulture. It's busy scanning the ground, scouring the earth, looking for a carcass. Of course, looking for predators too. They'll sometimes follow predators in anticipation of them making a kill. Unbelievable wingspan on these birds. It truly is. Such a cool shot with that vulture below. These amazing clouds that we have above tonight, this afternoon rather. There we go. I see Carol's just made mention that someone had seen an impala lamb last week. Yeah, so there you go. We're in lambing season. Can't wait to see our first one on one of these virtual drives. I've had the privilege of watching a impala give birth to a lamb and watch the whole process from start to finish. It's amazing how quickly these little things get up and start moving with their mothers. It's quite remarkable. From here I'm going to cut further east in the reserve towards Kudu Krip, that very popular little waterhole where we know there's a lot of activity. We've had so many sightings there, but also our camera trap has produced some recent results of this female leopard and the black rhino there. Speaking of black rhino, everybody, I had an incredible moment 2 days ago with my son Harrison. He was out on a game drive with myself, my wife, my brother, sister-in-law and father, and in fact we ran into 3 of the black rhino. In fact, we think probably all 4 were there. We didn't see the newborn little calf. Well, it's not that newborn, but it's still very little. But we saw 3 big rhinos, so the bull, the cow and her previous calf. And the bull actually charged the vehicle, came charging straight towards our vehicle and stopped just about 8 yards away from the vehicle, slammed on brakes, huffing and puffing, slammed on brakes, turned around and then hightailed it away from us. Obviously, they got a fright just as much as we got a fright, and my son Harrison shouted out to the rhino, "Go away, rhinos!" which was, of course, massive entertainment for all of us on the vehicle, but what an incredible moment we had. It's not often we see the black rhino here, and I'm very chuffed that my son and my wife got to experience that moment. Absolutely. Animals as well, they have such amazing character, the black rhino. Full of attitude. Also been wonderful to see, each week at the moment it just gets greener and greener out here. With the good steady rains that we've had so far, the bush is really thriving and coming alive. Look at this, everybody. Beautiful male giraffe. He's also enjoying all of the new growth on what looks like a knobthorn tree. Yeah, it is indeed knobthorn. Beautiful male in his prime. Lovely coloured coat. Couple of oxpeckers landing between those ossicones, on the top of his head. It's certainly one of my favourite birds. They are entertaining, as are they beautiful. Particularly the yellow-billed oxpecker, which is my favourite. These look like the red-billed oxpeckers. They've now just moved down his neck. Amazing relationship between these birds and the giraffe. So important to the giraffe and other large mammals in this area, and some small mammals, in ridding them of their ticks and parasites. You can hear the giraffe's busy hiding from us behind the trees here. He says that's all you're going to get from me this afternoon, folks. Lovely sighting though. Lovely start. checking very carefully for any tracks of any of the cats and also the black rhino. The giraffes are absolutely wonderful, aren't they? We're spoilt here. To answer your question, we have tons of giraffe. I don't know the exact number, but if I had to hazard a guess, we must have 300-400 giraffe on the Rietspruit Game Reserve at least. And I'm still eagerly awaiting the recent findings of the census that was done here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve to try and work out exactly how many we have amongst all the other animals that would have been counted at the time, both from the air and on the ground. Interested to know just, what those numbers are like, but also interested to know that if we do have an increase in number of the large herbivores, there's a good chance we might allow one of those lionesses to breed next year, which will be obviously an amazing moment, an amazing time ahead. A mongoose busy running along the road up ahead here. Slender mongoose. That's amazing. He's quite relaxed as well. Not often you get to see them for this long, everybody. They're usually quite shy and take off into the bush, running away from us. I always love moments like these, when you get to see these often very shy animals. It allows us to obviously appreciate them, but at the same time allows me to learn from their behavior. But sadly, I think that's all we're going to get here. Looks like he's eventually gone and hidden in the thick. Combination of hyena tracks here, although not fresh, as well as old leopard tracks of the female leopard heading the direction we're headed. But it looks like there's quite a bit of rain that's since fallen on those tracks, so last rains in this area were about 48 hours ago. tracks aren't very fresh, but at least we know she was heading this direction. She was heading towards Kudukrip, the waterhole that we're now quickly approaching. She really likes this area. I'm just going to quickly hop off, everybody, and have a look carefully here for tracks. Tracks might be fresher than I originally thought of this leopard. You might have seen me there just testing how firm the soil was that she's walked in there. I generally try and sort of apply the pressure of what I would imagine her pressure would be like on her front paws. There's some tracks here. They're pretty good. So maybe last night or early this morning she walked up here. So that's great news. That's a great find, everyone, that we've got relatively fresh tracks of this female leopard going up this way. Just going to drive very, very slowly now through this next area. Andrew and I have once got lucky with catching up with her hunting up here before. She likes this ridge. I think there's quite a lot of impala and duiker in this area, and then she works her way through this ridge and goes off to the left to then get to Kudukrip waterhole, which is very close by here now. Cool to see her again. It's been a long time since I've last seen her. Just saw some movement off to my right, which I'm just busy investigating. It was something small though. I don't think it was the leopard. That's for sure. It was something a bit smaller. Not seeing her tracks anymore on the road here, however, so I think she has changed direction. Might have headed towards the waterhole. I'm going to hop off the vehicle and take a short walk along the road. See if I have any better luck. She's definitely changed direction. Yeah, I was never in position there. A couple of the other painted dog guys are there, but I think they may have left them. They were still continuing east. I'm going to loop around back to Kudu Krip, the waterhole itself, everybody, and just go have a close look there to see if I don't find any more signs of her. I see a couple of you are commenting about the lack of sightings of hyena out here on our drives. Yeah, we certainly don't see them often. Elusive to us here, which is crazy when you think of how someone actually made comment. We've seen brown hyena probably more than we've seen the spotted hyena. I have seen lots of tracks of them, however, but I think the reality is they are, for now, there are no definitive signs of a den site here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. So they're coming in, searching for carcasses, and then leaving, going back to Zandspruit or going on to Maditlo. But we know that they have been denning on the neighbouring property, Zandspruit, recently. So I think they go back there most of the time. And they do that long before we get out in the morning and well after we get back in the evening. Oh dear. See, the elephants have put a roadblock. It's right across the middle of the road up there. A road that we often use. Look at that massive tree that's been pushed over by the elephants, blocking the road. We'll have to let the management team know about that one, because that one's going to require a chainsaw. Naughty elephants. What a lovely view. Amazing view of the Drakensberg Mountains there. Some old black rhino tracks. When I say old, from during the rain. They also came down here to drink at Kudu Krip.
Stations done going.
Just going to hop off and look for tracks again, everybody. I'll be back with you shortly. certainly been very busy around here today, yesterday. And both and black rhino have been here. I see Andrew hasn't put his camera back up. Been far too busy with dogs and buffalo. We'll have to come and put that back up here soon. Just heard what sounded like branches breaking down near the drainage line here. Could be the elephants, everybody. I think let's head that way. Go and see who's breaking trees. It's funny though, it was a sound, certainly sounded like a branch breaking, but I know that sometimes when vultures take off, or big birds of prey take off from a dead tree's branch, that sometimes they'll actually break it, by pushing their bulk off of the branch. They sometimes break it. It could have been that as well. It can even be rhino moving through woodland and, there's a dead piece of branch on the ground. But let's go and have a look there. The reality is I know that the signal's not great down there, but let's give it a shot. If it is the elephants, they might be a bit spread out, and you never know. We might get one or two that are not in the drainage line itself. No immediate signs of a leopard having drank at that water hole. Oh, some gorgeous light coming through here now. Definitely seen signs of elephants around here. We obviously saw that big tree that was bowled over right across the road, and in front of us here as well on the road you can see some feeding signs of elephant. They've left some of their food behind in the middle of the road here. There's a very good chance that it's the elephants feeding down here. Convinced it's the elephants now. I can see tracks on the road of an elephant here, everyone. Just try to get the light on these tracks. It'll be a bit easier to see now. You can see where one of the elephants walked across the road here. Oh. Just heard another branch break. Someone has driven over these tracks, but it might have been just some of the management team that weren't necessarily out looking for animals and were just maintaining the property that drove over these tracks. I can definitely hear them feeding. I just don't know if I can guarantee signal where they are or even get to them. It's quite a thick block between this dry riverbed and the next road over. We're going to give it a shot, folks. See, you never know, we might get lucky with some of these elephants here. How dramatic is the sky at the moment? So we've got the light breaking through clouds behind us, and then the dark, ominous clouds above. Absolutely stunning. Amazing. These are amazing conditions for photography. I love shooting in this light with the dramatic clouds. Dark rain cloud above. Hopefully no rain coming. Right, so you can see this little riverbed that I want to go down here. We know that we've give it a shot, and if you do lose picture here, everybody, don't worry, I won't stay down here. Then I'll just come back out and we can try further up on the ridge. It's a really good area for leopard that we're in here too. See, the lioness has used this riverbed recently, also from during the rain by the looks of things. Might be able to show you some of these beautiful lion tracks in the sand here. Actually looks like there's leopard tracks there too. None of which is fresh though. Still haven't seen where the elephants crossed the riverbed. Oh, there we go, they crossed here. Just going to stop up ahead here and listen again, everybody. See if we don't hear these elephants. Basil will be able to show you some more of the lion's tracks here now, the lioness's tracks. So cool to see those tracks. Good afternoon, Michael. Good to have you with us, bud. And then Jennifer, yes, to answer your question, a lot of the herbivores will give birth now during the rainy season. It obviously makes sense. It's a time of plenty where food is abundant, and it's a lot easier for them to hide their babies in the tall grass, but also to produce a rich milk to feed their calves or lambs. But when it comes to giraffe, they give birth to their young all year round. They don't have a specific or fixed breeding season. There we go. I can hear more branches breaking. You might have heard that too, everyone. They're very close by here, the elephants. Not a great area, to be honest, where they are, but let's give it a shot. I was hoping some of them might still be down feeding here close to the riverbed, but it doesn't look like it. So we'll just work our way up onto the ridge to see if we can get a look at them from up there. Yeah, somewhere here to get up there as well, which I'm just busy investigating. I've been up in this area before. We had a sighting of rhino up here. Actually going to just quickly give that a shot, everybody. Use the game path that I used the last time I was here a couple months ago. Might be our best bet to get close to these elephants. Just love driving in these riverbeds. There's always just this level of anticipation that you're going to find a leopard or find something resting down here in the river. The rhinos often rest in these riverbeds. You know, we saw the tracks now of these lionesses. We know that they rest in the riverbed and often walk up along here. Just as as we're driving up here now, I can see a black rhino midden that we're driving past. So the black rhinos move through here. Very productive little area, this. Oh, just flushed a scrub here. Basil might be able to just pick up his ears in the grass there. Look at that, everybody. Sorry, little scrub here. We ruined your sleeping spot, your well-hidden sleeping spot for the day. I do love them. I love their eyes and their ears. Absolutely amazing. Amazing little animal. Almost impossible to spot during the day. They hide themselves so incredibly well in the long grass, and will lie flat to the ground when you're driving close to them, and will only jump out at the last second as you get very close to them, and then of course then you can see them. But if they sit motionless and lie down flat in the grass with their coloration, they're near on impossible to spot. Now I'm unfortunately going to have to spook this little scrubhead just a wee bit more, because he's right in our route where we want to head to try and get to these elephants. Sorry, buddy. I'm sure he'll go find himself a nice, good spot to hide in again.
Yeah, go ahead. Not too far. Approaching the south gate later.
Just mind your head here, Basil. So I did spot a really nice open area whilst we were still in the riverbed there listening to the elephants. I did spot a nice big open sodic patch here, and I'm hoping the elephants might be feeding close to the sodic area, everyone, and we might be able to get a nice view of them. actually just busy following a prominent game path that goes up here through the bush. It's a bit thicker than I thought up here. You can hear branches breaking right in front of us, everybody. So we are right on these elephants. We must be very close to them now. There we go. You can see one feeding just in here. Can you see it through there, Basil? Not an easy picture, but there you go, everybody. We have located one of the elephants. I think it's one of the herd. I can certainly hear more feeding up ahead as well. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to just go an inch forward. Basil might be able to get a better angle from where I am here. Okay. Enjoying whatever it is he's feeding on. It looks like a bush willow. It's actually two different trees in there, bush willow and guarri, that he's busy feeding on, or she's feeding on rather. Now I heard Kevin call in the big bull elephant much further to the north of us, everybody, a little bit earlier, just by looking at the telemetry of the big bull. He's not with he's a good kilometre north of where we are right now. At least he was at the most recent ping, so don't think we're going to see him here right now. Interesting now that he's, no longer in must. He doesn't spend as much time with the herd, which is to be expected. I'd love to try and get a look at the elephant calf in the herd here, everybody. So I think what I'm going to do is just slowly push a little bit further up the ridge to where I can hear more elephants feeding, and just go have a look there. Might little calf, you never know, we might get some better views of some elephants up there as well. Not that this is a terrible one, this is fantastic. It's not maybe, this is the young bull, everybody. This is the young bull elephant coming towards us here now. So he is definitely hanging out with the herd still, although I don't think he's a must. I think he just enjoys the company. Oh, that's magic. Visual of the young elephant bull An audio of more elephant feeding in the block just to the east of Kudustalpad, north of Pompat, basically in the block between Kudustal. Seems like their general movement's slowly east. Hello, big boy. He's coming to say hello. Oh, wow. Incredible. Hey! No! Don't touch the car, you silly thing. Stop it. No! Go back. Quite surprised that he's touched the vehicle there, everybody. We very often see them come and investigate the vehicle. But that's, of course, behavior we don't want. We don't want him touching the car, so I'm just trying to teach him here that that's not on. By making noise, revving the engine, raising my voice, and also not moving away immediately. So he must understand that, of course, we don't want to be racing off, because then it might ultimately lead to him to, start chasing vehicles, which is also a big concern with, all the other people that are involved here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve who might not have the experience with elephants. It can become a dangerous situation, so we don't want that happening, so we don't want him to learn that sort of behavior. So just a bit of practice here for the young. Busy thinking about what I've just said, this elephant. To do here, everybody, is I want him to back off on his own. There you go. And he's still sort of learning his boundaries, not just so much boundaries of the reserve and of vehicles. Of course, this bull does come from a reserve where there were vehicles. He is used to vehicles. But he's a young bull who's learning his boundaries with the females, for example. He's a young bull that's learning his boundaries with the older bull, the one who controls his must cycles and leads by example. But it's important for us to make sure that he learns the lessons in terms of being, and the boundaries in terms of being close to vehicles. We don't want him to touch vehicles, and we don't want him chasing vehicles, which is why we didn't just speed off. Still just standing here, just watching us, smelling us, listening to us. Now, he doesn't look close in the picture there, everybody, but trust me, he is. He's still only 10 yards from the truck. Oh, I can hear the other elephants communicating up ahead. Thinking about coming closer again. We'll try and warn him off a bit better if he does decide to come closer, everybody. Can definitely tell by his body language that he's thinking about it. Raising the trunk, trying to smell us. Now the wind's actually coming from him towards me, so might be smelling something else, but yet is trying to smell us, trying to figure us out. You can see the trunk curling like that. Seems like the rest of the elephants might actually be coming our way. No, don't come here, boy. Stay there. Just raised his trunk again as there's a strong breeze that's just picked up. You can see him turning the trunk into the wind. He's trying to pick up on our scent. He's not going to smell us, however, because we're downwind of him. He's actually smelling the herd. That's what he's doing. This guy's just taken a step closer. He's pointing the trunk directly to the other elephants that are feeding ahead of us. Now that's where you must go. Not this direction. I am starting to see the other elephants coming our way, which might mean that I need to move everybody if they do come down this way. I'm on the prominent game path here, and there's not enough space for us and the elephants here. So I might need to just go back. Basil, can you see the whole herd coming towards us here in front of us? Look at this, everybody. The whole herd's on its way. I'm just going to get one quick look at them on camera, and then I'm going to make a bit of space for them here if they get closer. I basically just want to peel back and pull off to the side to make sure they've got space. Okay, girls, we're making space. See the big bulls here. Watch, he's going to chase the young bull. That's interesting. Didn't think we were going to see the big bull here today. And he just went straight in towards the young bull and had him peeling off like that. Young bull, of course, still very, very intimidated and controlled by the larger bull. So that means this big bull, everybody, has covered a lot of ground since the last ping, which was only an hour ago. He's already covered about 3/4 of a mile in an hour. Di, I see you've made a comment that Andrew would be having a minor fit right now. Yeah, I think Andrew would have probably needed to change his underpants by now. Big bull still pushing towards the young bull here. I'm fascinated to watch this behavior, see what happens here now. Sometimes, you know, he'll intimidate this young bull enough to the point that the young bull literally runs at full speed through the bush to get away from him. Oh, but it doesn't look like he's going up behind him. pushing him from the side. Oh, listen. Incredible. Busy communicating, and I don't know if you saw what happened there, but the older bull put his trunk in between the legs of the young bull, testing his scent. So he wants to see if this young bull is in must. We don't know when they were last together, these bulls. And then the communication, that incredible rumbling sound of the elephants. God, I love that sound. Still haven't seen the young calf. Probably still slowly coming down the ridge here. Okay, I'm going to give these bulls a bit of space here. Looks like they want to push back towards that female that was behind us there. Yeah, so you can see everybody, they've gone exactly where we were parked, which is why we moved. I knew there was a good chance they were headed that way with the female behind us. So we'll just now turn back and go have another look. Now that we've given them their space. So moving out of their way because you have a good idea of which direction they're going to head is fine. But moving out of their way or reacting because they either do a mock charge towards the vehicle or hit the vehicle like that just encourages negative behavior. So that's what we're trying to avoid, everybody, is that negative behavior. Chasing each other around in here. Because of course less experienced people driving on the reserve are going to run for their lives if these elephants start getting used to the idea that they can chase vehicles around. That's something we don't want, and we ultimately don't want them, crashing into vehicles, which is, of course, a threat to human lives as well. Jeez, and just like that, now I can't see a single elephant anywhere. Can hear them. They're in some very thick bush in there. Just an update on these elephants. It's the herd and the two bulls, all in the same position north of Pompat between Kudustale and 8 Cake. Animals are just feeding in the block.
Station ahead of us at the line.
Can hear a vehicle in the distance there. Which station is on Pompat, close to 8 Cake? You okay there, Basil? I think Basil might need to change his underpants, everybody. Just heard a very shaky sigh come from behind me there. Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry that you got spooked, but in time you'll see that you don't need to worry too much about them, as long as you know what you're doing. Good afternoon, Connie. Good to have you with us. We've just been having some fun with the elephants, yeah? Incredible around us as the sun starts to set over the mountains. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a visual of these two low here and that from Popat heading north. I had my people in one of us here, but they're heading slowly southwest.
Okay, copy, thanks. So there you go, we're just getting an update now. I did hear a vehicle that was driving on the road, which is not far from us here. and they've just seen the mother with a calf cross the road there, everybody. So I think what's happened is the herd has decided, no, bugger that, we don't want to be around these bulls while they're pushing each other around, particularly with a little calf. And so they've moved off. They're now moving away. That's, before we moved for the bulls, we could see a number of the females in the herd up here. But I think they've moved away from the bulls again. I can still hear the bulls feeding here, everybody, but this area here is very, very dense, so I'm not even going to try go in there. We're going to really struggle with the view in there. So I think what we'll do is we'll turn around and we'll go back and try from the road, see if we don't see any more there. Otherwise, might just carry on because, well, we've been spoilt here already. Had an amazing sighting. Scared Basil half to death. I think Basil's quite relieved that we're not following the bulls anymore. Yeah, the only negative part of that, Basil, was that that bull did touch the vehicle. So that's obviously something I don't want. I didn't think he was going to touch it though, to be honest. Yeah, look at that. Let's just pause and appreciate that very quickly, everybody. Absolutely ridiculous sunset once again here. So pretty. We are spoilt out here, that's for sure. Watch that tree behind you there, Basil. The station with the elephants on Pompot, come in. Have you still got visual there? Copy, thanks. wrong way. Oh, how I would love to bump into a leopard in the riverbed now.
We're very spoilt here on the Rietspruit Reserve.
How awesome is that, guys? Right past the front of our truck. Look at that, everybody. They are just unreal. Welcome back, everybody. Apologies for the cut there. Bit of bad breakup as we went back into the riverbed, making our way out of that area. But we are back on the road and heading up towards where one of the other guides reported seeing the cow and calf. Just want to go and have a look and see if we don't see more of the herd there before we move on. You'll all be happy to know that Basil is now breathing at a steady pace once again. He survived his adrenaline rush for the week. Can still hear elephants feeding, but they are deep inside this block to our left. Might be the bulls. Just go a bit further up ahead, everyone, and see if we don't spot any other members of the herd. Beautiful sighting up ahead of everybody of some zebra and giraffe that are standing together. Wow, that is beautiful. What a treat. Looks like it's two young bulls. The giraffe are two young bulls. Might be doing a bit of play fighting here, practice, sparring. I think there's an elephant feeding close by here as well that the giraffe might have been watching. I can hear somebody feeding in here. Wow, that is a collection of beautiful markings and colours right there. Some happy zebras and giraffe enjoying the cooler conditions. Let's try to see if we can see this elephant that's feeding here. Sadly, I don't think we're going to see these elephants anymore, everybody. They've moved into some very thick bush off to the left here, but that's okay. I'm glad we came up here. It's wonderful to see these very relaxed giraffe and zebra. Two young bulls that wouldn't have left their mothers all too long ago, to be honest. Have probably found one another and take comfort in spending time together. Obviously safety in numbers. Beautiful silhouettes. Just hang on a second there, Basil. There's something in the corner of the camera. What the heck is that? Let's try and get some tissue. It appears we have some splatter on the camera here, everybody. I don't know what it is, whether it's a bug or a Basil seems to think it might have been the elephant when he was... No, I don't think so. It's very dry. If it had been the elephant, it would have been very, very sticky. So apologies, everyone, while I... That is literally... Red-chested cuckoo calling here around us. Andrew's favourite bird. He absolutely loves the red-chested cuckoo. So just checking a couple of the other roads close to where we had the last tracks of the female leopard, and I'm not seeing anything here, so I reckon there's a decent chance she might be close to Kudu Krip. So we're going to go sit there, everybody, for the remainder of our drive. We know that a lot of game show up at this waterhole. Just go sit very quietly at Kudu Krip and see if we don't get lucky. Just wanted to quickly stop here and scan up along this road. At the top of the road, on the ridge there, is where the reservoir is, and we know that she does sometimes drink there as well. Don't see any movement up there this evening. Go back to the Krip. Just going to park us a little distance away from the water itself in case something does come to drink here. Then it will probably still drink with us parked at this sort of distance. I said earlier, when we were here earlier, that Andrew hadn't put the camera trap back up. I must apologise to Andrew. I see it is still up. He's just put it at the base of the tree and I missed it earlier. So you can see our little camera trap there with our steel cage protecting it from the lions, elephants and hyenas and baboons. Looking forward to seeing what we've picked up on that trap over the last couple of days. Can still hear trees breaking from here. Those bulls haven't gone very far. Man, it would be incredible if she showed up for a drink here now, for us. Or one of the black rhino. For those of you that are with us this evening, I just wanted to remind you that there will be another That's Wild show this Sunday, which I'll be hosting. And I'm very excited about it because Grant Beverley is going to be coming in to HQ to come and have a chat with us. We want to just have a big recap about everything that's happened with the wild dogs over the last week, 2 weeks. And get his input and listen to some of his stories about what's been happening over the last 2 weeks. I was chatting to him about it yesterday. I think it's going to be a really good show, everybody. Yes, please, Carol. I would definitely take a brown hyena now. Oh my God. Imagine getting that on film right now. Yes, indeed, Carol. Excellent news that we have Grant with us again this Sunday. Very fortunate to have him joining us. He's a busy man. Should be a great show. What have you found there, Basil? Honeybees. Looks like it. Some honeybees just busy soaking up some moisture that's leaking out of a crack in the wall of the reservoir there. Brilliant, Di. Glad to see your alarm is set. Look forward to having you join us on Sunday evening at 7:30 Central African time, our time. I hope you'll be joining us on our afternoon live safari as well, which I'll be guiding that afternoon before the show. Come on, leopard. It's time for a drink. I'm always so grateful for these quiet moments, these peaceful moments in the bush. You can hear some European bee-eaters calling up ahead. Just hear the first frog starting to clear his throat. Sounds like a foam nest frog. Must be in one of the trees there. Betty, no, not a beehive, just bees. It looks like a hive because of the stain on the side of the reservoir, but just a collection of African honeybees coming for one last drink before they head back to their hive. Yeah, Michael, to answer your question, no, not a beehive, just some bees sucking up some water on the side of the reservoir there. Just now faintly hear lions roaring to the northeast of us. I know that the two ginger males are busy making their way back towards our side of the reserve, back towards the corridor. And the injured male is currently just resting at Lodge Pan on Leadwood. Copy, thanks. I agree with you, Barbara. I also love just sitting quietly like this. You just never know. It's just so exciting and so peaceful. I don't know if you can all hear that. Just hear trees breaking constantly where the elephant bulls are feeding behind us. Died to answer your question about the new white lions? No. Haven't been up there. I assume you're referring to the litter in the Birmingham Pride on Ngala. I sadly no longer visit that property. Haven't been there since the beginning of this year. I still have lots of very good friends there, so might go back there at some stage next year to have a visit. You never know, I might private guide some guests there as well next year, which would be lovely. Take them to go see, hopefully see, the white lions of the Birmingham Pride. That's still full exposure. Exposure up there, Basil. Alright folks, sadly we have run out of time for this evening's safari, but it's been a goodie. It's been exciting, especially for Basil. But yeah, just so wonderful to spend time with the elephants and those beautiful giraffe and zebra. Certainly was a lot of fun, and it was wonderful to share it all with you. No leopard again this evening, but I'm sure we'll find one again soon, everybody. Thanks for joining us, folks. I'm sure I'll see you very soon. Have a wonderful day.